Join us for lively discussion about the A-State community. Each week, we'll meet with a variety of faculty, staff, and students to discuss all things Arkansas State University. Live from the ASU-TV studios in the School of Media and Journalism, this is A-State Connections. Welcome to A-State Connections on KASU and ASU-TV. I'm Jonathan Reeves, Academic Advisor for the School of Media and Journalism and the Department of Communication at Arkansas State. Today we talk about the Arkansas State University Multicultural Center and the amazing work the center does in bringing a sense of belonging to students on campus. Joining me is the director of the Multicultural Center, Adrian Everett, and also the Education Program Coordinator for the Multicultural Center is Trinity Haynes. Thank you both for joining me. Welcome to A-State Connections.
Thanks for having us.
Adrian, tell us about the Multicultural Center.
Sure. So the Multicultural Center is a program, a department under the Division of Diversity and Community Engagement under Dr. Lonnie Williams' Vice Chancellor role. We are housed on the third floor of the Student Union. We are a space that has a lounge for students to come in and socialize, to do their study work, their homework, to network with other students here on campus. We also provide a lot of programming opportunities within our programs. Trinity plans all of our programs, which we'll talk about at some point today. Through the Multicultural Center, and we're a staff of 3 professional staff members and 1 graduate assistant in our office, but we cover a wide range of programming opportunities and different diversity trainings across the campus.
One thing I was wanting to ask you about, tell us about your role as the director and kind of what you oversee and do there, please.
Sure. So as director, my task is to lead the office. I've had the opportunity to bring Trinity in January of this year, halfway through my first year in the role as our education coordinator. I've also in charge of kind of creating the vision for the center, looking at other multicultural centers or multicultural affairs in other areas, and just making sure that our office aligns with what's going on in other universities comparable to ours. And then just being the representative for our office across the campus. So networking with other departments to do programming across campus, not just within our office, but partnering for different programs with other departments here on A-State's campus. And just be that center, I would say, contact within the office. If there's something that students need and they need a point contact to kind of be an advocate for them, I'm one of the main ones that will help out with that, and just kind of leading the direction for the office.
Fantastic. Trinity, welcome to A-State Connections and also to Arkansas State for being here. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
So tell us about your role at the Multicultural Center.
So in my role, as previously stated, I am the Education Program Coordinator, and I directly create and plan all of our events that we have, and I also assist, like Adrian said, with the other professionals in our office with programming that we do.
Okay. Tell us about some of the programs that you all do, please.
Directly we do cultural heritage events. So for example, in the month of September, we are getting ready to kick off Hispanic Heritage Month. So this Friday, it goes from September 15th to October 15th.
Right.
So this Friday is our first event. It will be the kickoff of the month, and the event is called El Grito. And we're doing it with a group that's under us, Hermana in Hermano, and then as well as SIA, so Sigma Iota Alpha, that's the Hispanic sorority on campus. And it'll just be a fun event. It's in Centennial Hall from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We do have a dance teacher come in. We have a DJ. They're bringing games. They're doing the whole shebang, and I just let them. So that's just one event. We try to make sure we're celebrating all students on campus. And then as far as programming, we do do Women's History Month. So in the month of March, we celebrated Women's History Month, and that month we just try to make sure that all women know that we do appreciate you and everything that you do on campus.
Right. One of the things, Adrian, that you had talked about was wanting to make sure that the mission and the goal that you all have are very similar to what you've seen on other campuses, across the nation and that. So kind of tell us, where do we line up? Where do we stack? What do you like and what would you like to improve?
Sure. So I would say last year we started looking at, other schools within our conference and reached out to some of their directors and their staff at other schools. And we looked at our structure, and we're very, very similar. Definitely a lot smaller staff than some of the other schools. But as far as our mission and our goals and the student groups that we have, very, very, very similar to many other schools within our conference. And then this summer, we challenged ourselves and went to the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville and met with their staff. Trinity and I had an opportunity to take a full campus tour of their multicultural center space, meet with many of their staff members there, and just literally learn about what they do. And I was very, very proud that, A-State's Multicultural Center, we align with theirs a lot. Obviously, our staff is probably a tenth of their staff.
Right.
But as far as programming opportunities, I would say in the past we've done sometimes more programming opportunities than they have on their campus. But the programming opportunities, like Trinity was talked about earlier, also includes like our diversity trainings that we do with all our FYE classes and many of our student groups here on campus. They do something very similar as well. But like I said, they have a staff that's quite larger than ours. Some of the things that we noticed that they did better than us was working with the food hunger needs on the campus. Their Multicultural Center provides a lot of opportunities for students to get snacks and different things there in their MC space. So that was something that we brought back this summer, and we started our MC La Cafe. In our office. It's very, very, I would say, small. We have our own little small ice machine. We bought a Keurig to provide like coffee for the students to come in and get during the morning to kind of kick their day off, as well as just providing some little small snacks like muffins or granola bars and different things like that. So that's something that we did, notice that we were not doing in our space in the past, but like I said, we've kick-started that off this semester, and I think it's going good. The students are coming in and enjoying the snacks, and, it just gives them something to, just energize themselves while they're here on campus.
Do you know about roughly how many students y'all have that, kind of take advantage of those?
A lot.
We didn't even try to keep count.
We have a check-in and check-out system in our office.
Sure.
And we haven't, did an evaluation just yet of that. Of what the first few weeks has looked like, but let's just say that Trinity and Jessica, our GA, have been, filling in the snack box and the coffee area at least a couple times a week for sure.
Every morning.
Every
Morning. Well, that's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah.
They're having that. But I think one of the challenges also, and I guess this ties back into the event planning that you do, is that there may be a lot of students that don't know, especially new students, that may not know that you all are a resource on campus. Trinity, kind of talk about that, about how you all are trying to make those outreach opportunities to be able to let students know, especially those who may not, who are part of groups that may be experiencing some challenges in that you all are there to help them.
So this semester we have started going around to the Making Connections classrooms and doing our diversity training. So in that training, we try to make sure we throw in that, like, we have a cafe, we have computers in the back of the office. And when I do mention the computers, I do try to let them know our office is not quiet. We have a lot of students come through there every single day, so it is a little loud, but if you don't mind a loud environment when you're trying to do your work, you can come in and do that. As well as social media, me and Jessica, we really really try to push a lot of things on social media because our generation, and I say our because I'm not that much older than them, but our generation, we really love social media. So I try to make sure we post videos of the cafe. Anytime I can catch students at the computers, we try to get cool videos and pictures of them as well. And recently our students, like when we get new snacks, because they love seeing new snacks, they take pictures and videos and then they'll post it on their Instagram. So that's helping us out as well. So with that, that's how I try to get word out and just trying to pull people into the MC. Because when you walk by, it is kind of loud. So for people who kind of like quiet, they like, oh, I don't want to go in there. But I do try to just put across that, like, you can come in and be a part of something. You don't always have to sit outside by yourself or feel like, oh, I don't have anyone to eat with. Like, you can come in the center. Everyone sits in there and eat all the time, or they're just in there all day. Sometimes they like, I really don't want to go back to my room. I just want to sit in here. So we try to just push that out as much as we can. And that also goes into the MC ambassadors we have. I try to make them get the word out there as well, like, hey, invite your friends in, or all the freshmen on campus, if you see them, invite them into the MC so that they can see the vibe in the room.
Who are the ambassadors you all have this year?
So we have 4. We have Kayla Rochelle, we have Tony Jones, we have Alianza Williams, and Luis Gonzalez. And so they work directly with me. They help me plan events. They also help recruit people to come to the events. And here recently, I've been really pushing office hours, and that kind of helps me get them to come in a little bit more because they are the face of the MC. They're the student representation. So I try to get them to come in as much as they can to work with me on things, as well as, get their ideas because they're kind of our ear to the streets. That's what I call them.
Right, exactly.
So they're around the students more so they can let me know, what the students like and what they don't like. And, hey, Trinity, I heard someone mention an ideal about this. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's try to get it off the ground. Let's try to get it going. And really assist us with anything else we need around the center because Adrian and myself, we are advisors of other groups on campus, so sometimes we're not always able to be everywhere at once. So my ambassadors are there to help us get everything that we need.
Yeah, and I know that they're a huge part of what keeps that keeps that going.
Definitely.
You were making mention before you take the break. You were making a mention about the event that's coming up on Friday. About how many different events would you say that you're planning throughout the academic year? So
throughout the year, we try to do one big, really good planned out event a month. Because Adrian and I, we were talking the other day, and we just feel as if one very good event that has meaning behind it and we planned it out very well, we put our all into it, is better than like a sprouse of like a whole bunch of different events.
Right.
So I would say one each month, but once it comes to the cultural heritage events, when I meet with the student groups, I kind of let them have the say-so in what they kind of want to do to celebrate themselves. So I don't limit them with the events that they want to do when it comes to that. But I do say at least one really good event that we can push out to the students, and it's something that they really wanted to see.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure. We're going to continue this conversation going on. Adrian Everett is the director of the Multicultural Center and Education Program Coordinator for the Multicultural Center on campus is Trinity Haynes. We're going to continue this conversation. We'll be back right after this.
ASU-TV, shows like Red Wolf Roundtable, ASU-TV News, Westside Football, and more. Gain real-life experience while doing what you love. Get involved with ASU-TV today.
Are you looking for an education that will take you places? At Arkansas State University, we're preparing students for success in today's ever-changing job market. With expert faculty and cutting-edge technology, we're creating an environment where students can thrive and reach their full potential. And with a diverse student body and a supportive community, you'll find plenty of options to get involved and make lifelong connections. Discover all that Arkansas State University has to offer. Apply today and start your journey to a brighter future.
Red Wolf Radio is a student-led organization at Arkansas State University wanting to hear your takes on pop culture, music, the news, and college life. Just about anything you can think of. Located in the Education and Communications building on campus, we are always looking for more volunteers. So if you're an Arkansas State University student, no matter the major, and this is something that interests you, shoot us an email at redwolfradio@astate.edu. That's redwolfradio@astate.edu. Let them hear you howl.
At Arkansas State, we want you to go. Go where learning soars, takes flight, and rockets ahead. Go for experiences, internships, and scholarships. We want you to go. Become A-State Maine. Are you ready to go? Go.astate.edu for details.
Live from the ASU-TV studios in the School of Media and Journalism, this is A-State Connections. And welcome back to A-State Connections on KASU and ASU-TV. I'm Jonathan Reeves. We're continuing our conversation about the Multicultural Center at Arkansas State. Adrian Everett is the director of the Multicultural Center, and the education program coordinator for the Multicultural Center is Trinity Haynes. So as we continue on with this conversation, I want to ask about the different student groups that you all serve. Let's talk about those groups.
Sure. So I'll just start out by listing the ones that are the key student groups under the Multicultural Center include our brother-to-brother group, our sister-to-sister group, our GSA group, which is our Gender Sexual Alliance group, and then who am I leaving out? Trinity?
Evolve, H&H. I think that's about it.
Yeah. So those are our main student groups that are under the Multicultural Center that either someone in our office that directly advises one of those groups or a couple of those groups. Trinity, definitely a few of those groups she advises. So I'll let her talk about some of the things that Sister and Evolve are planning kind of for this semester.
So with Sister to Sister, we are the sister program to Brother to Brother. So this semester, Zedric Jackson is the advisor of Brother to Brother. So with this semester, we're just really trying to get them back off the ground. They kind of fell off last semester. So we're trying to do more events together to try to build that community, and then we'll separate. So as far as Sister to Sister, our first general meeting will be tomorrow, actually, and we're doing it with Brother to Brother, so we'll have a meeting together, and then we'll break out, and then we'll go with the usual induction, so that's just inducting the girls that want to be in Sister to Sister. We'll have sister diaries, we'll also do the sister tea, things of that sort, and then we also have mentors for the program that we have as well. As far as Evolve, they're kind of like our fashion student organization, but some students, they're kind of shy, so they were like, oh, I don't want to model, but you don't always have to model. It's kind of like if you're creative, if you're good at doing like makeup and hair, or you're good with like shows, things of sort, you can get involved with Evolve.
Fantastic. These different organizations, these different student groups that you have, how does it play into the role of making sure that every student has a sense of belonging and making sure that they feel like that they belong on campus? Because I know that's a huge thing, especially for students that are new to campus. Maybe this is their first year, maybe they're non-traditional students, or maybe, in that, how do these student groups help in the belonging part of that?
So definitely, like you mentioned earlier, one of our main key thing is making sure our underrepresented populations have a space where they have those key student organizations to be a part of. And so all those that we just mentioned are a part of those underrepresented groups. And so those groups automatically have an opportunity to connect with other students that are kind of from similar backgrounds as themselves. So if you're coming, from a small town and you're coming to A-State with a population that's larger than your full town, then you automatically are connected with, 50 to 70 other students that have very similar backgrounds as you. So that pretty much makes it easy to make everyone feel included and belong here at A-State by having these different student groups available for the students to join. And we push that on the front end by working with our head diversity office to be a part of like our groups like Inspire, which is where students that are minorities and from underrepresented populations get to come in a week before school and get to connect and network with staff members here on campus and faculty members here on campus and develop those relationships with other fellow students. And so those are kind of some of our key students that are involved with the student groups that we have. And they, like I said, are brought in a week before school starts, and they network and they build those bonds with their fellow classmates before the real classes start. So those are some of the ones that we see in our office on a daily basis, and they've built those connections through sister, brother, GSA, H&H, as well as Evolve.
Yeah. Trinity, would you like to add anything else to that?
I think he said a mouthful.
That's fantastic. So one of the things that we were talking about off air were the different recruiting events that you all have. Kind of tell us about the recruiting events.
Yeah. So our traditional recruiting events include A-State Connections, which happens during the springtime, and that's where we bring in minority juniors from different regions of Arkansas as well as Tennessee and Missouri to campus just to get them thinking about A-State as an option once they graduate from high school. And we like to get them their junior year so that they have time to kind of get their test scores up and just kind of develop those plans so that they'll be ready to come to A-State after their senior year. So that's one of our main recruiting programs that we have. We had the opportunity to go to the Southern Heritage Classic College Fair on last week. The enrollment management recruiter for Memphis, Trent Rochelle, reached out to us and was like, hey, this is a good recruiting territory for you all. How about you guys come over and have a table about the Multicultural Center at this college fair? And so we went over, and Trinity and I were heavily recruiting thousands of students that came through the college fair to, come to our events and just come to A-State in general. So we go out and help out with those type of events on a regular basis when we have the time, just to just build up our recruiting opportunities and kind of build those connections.
Trinity, I wanted to ask you about, as we're getting, well into the semester and all that, there's still opportunities for people on campus to get involved in the work that you all are doing. How do people do that? If they want to, they may not know about how they might be able to get involved and maybe help with events or those kind of things. How can people do that?
So I would definitely push volunteer. A lot of events we do, it does take a lot of manpower sometimes. So I would definitely say volunteer. I have 3 volunteers so far. This freshman class, they are very hands-on. They want to be included in everything, and I love that. So they come by the office. Sometimes they help me in office with decorations, or I say, hey, can you look up something for me? Or, hey, I need more info about this one event. So they stop by and they get volunteer hours from that, as well as if I am needing more help during the event, they can help with check-in, they can help with running like a certain station that we have. So if you are looking for volunteer hours, you can get involved with the Multicultural Center through that. Each semester we do interview more ambassadors. So at the end of this semester, probably November, I would say we will be putting out applications for MC ambassadors. So I would love for people to apply for that as well, because that's a way to directly help out in the center, as well as our student workers. They're hands-on as well. They like being in the MC, of course, during their hours, and sometimes I be thinking they on the clock, but they're just there hanging out. So they help me as well when it comes to planning and being involved with the Multicultural Center. So those are just a few ways to get involved, or just contact me and say, hey, this is an event idea that I have in mind, and I think it'll be good to have, and they could come by and talk to me about it.
That is such a great thing you keep talking about how it's such a fun environment. Mm-hmm. It's a safe environment. Students just kind of come in there, hanging out all the time. It's a great thing to see. Adrian, I know that's something that you really like to see, that they're doing that.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, it's a home away from home, and I definitely appreciate the energy, and the people come involved all the time. We were, I think it was a couple days ago, and it was really quiet, and today it was raining and kind of gloomy outside, and it was just quiet, and I didn't even think anybody was in there, and I walked out, and there's like 6 or 7 people that traditionally are, quiet individuals, but, they were just, out there heavily studying that day in their books or reading a book. We also have a library that we forgot to mention there, but where you can come in and check out, some of the books that we have there in the office there, as well as kind of our gaming lounge. But we're very diverse in the things that we offer for sure.
Absolutely, and that diversity is so important.
Yeah. Definitely
so important. So we appreciate you. Before we wrap up, Adrian, how do people get a hold of you, and is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, so my email is Everett, AEVERETT at astate.edu. And Trinity, I'll let her give her email.
So my email is Haynes, so THAYNES at astate.edu.
And feel free to just send us an email if you guys ever need us to come to do any diversity trainings within any of your classrooms, with any of your student groups. We are very non-traditional with our timing. We met with the Honors College at 6 o'clock p.m. the other evening. Our office is open from 8 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. at night. So even very non-traditional with our office hours. And we're there Monday through Friday. And we're on the 3rd floor of the Student Union.
Very good. Trendy, anything else you'd like to add, please?
Come by the MC. Please, come by the MC. We would love to have you. As we've been pushing this whole entire interview, is just like, it's for everyone. Like I said, it is loud. So if you're a loud person or you feel like you're a loud person, you will fit right in. Even if you're quiet, if you come in there and you're sitting in the corner quiet, they will talk to you. And you'll end up being the loud one. But do come by. You'll love it, and you'll fit right in.
Yeah, it's okay to be a little loud.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It'll be all right.
You need it sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds good. That'll do it for this edition of A-State Connections. I want to thank my guests, Adrian Everett and Trinity Haynes, for the outstanding job today. Also want to thank creative media production instructor Galen Perkins and his amazing students who are running the show behind the scenes. Thanks also to engineers Clayton Holderfield and Jacob Keene for their help. And thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. So long, everybody.